We're pulling into the shop. We got some good stuff because half the equipment's sitting right here. So you guys might like some of this. Here is the 3700 that we worked on, got fixed, and it's sitting back in the shop. Here you go. You probably can't see with my super dirty windshield and the sun glare, but there's the 9380, 9280, and the 440. They're pulling 40-foot turbo maxes. We got Anhydrous bar number 1. I have no idea where Anhydrous bar number 2 is, but then here's all the corn planters. So that one's a 600 quad track pulling a 2160. It's got the Ag Enterprise tanks on it, and then there's both the 335s pulling 4900s. So that's what we got sitting here, I guess. I don't know where everything else is at. My planter's pulled inside, but other than that, I don't know where everything's at. But we'll figure out what we got going on here for the day. Good morning, welcome back to another video. Since you've last seen us, we've been doing a lot. That 3700 that we were trying to get out of the road and we were getting into the field, that is fixed now. We got that moved back to the shop. It's all good shape. They got the axle welded back in there. It wasn't that bad of a deal after we got the parts. I mean, it took a little bit, but it wasn't that bad. And then we got wet. All around our home farm, we were pretty daggone wet. Right now it's starting to dry up, which it got wet a couple days ago, I guess. So right now it's kind of drying up half decent. But we went about 30 miles east, I don't know, 25, 30 miles east, and knifed some Anhydrous, and then went ahead and planted that. I got some footage of not the corn planters, but my planter rolling, and I got some footage of the Anhydrous bars rolling. So I'll show you some of that. We've also been spraying, but I don't have any footage of the sprayer because I ain't really been around them at all. So that's what we've had going on. Yeah, so I guess you guys can see the cool drone footage I got now. Hey, so this is what we got going on. I have no idea why, but I walked to the shop and Pavel was like, hey, will you load my dozer up on the drag? I need it taken somewhere. So I don't know where it's going, but I gotta get the Traco unloaded and get his track loader, the old 963. I gotta get that loaded on the drag. It doesn't sound like we're gonna be doing any crazy field work today, other than like spraying, just because of how wet it is. Because yeah, it's pretty wet everywhere we need to do something at. Everywhere we don't need to do something at though, it's still wet. So yeah. And bada bing, bada boom. We got the loader on there. So we're about ready to haul this thing. We just got to get the drag hooked back up here. And we might end up throwing a ratchet strap or something over the loader just to make sure it don't go nowhere. I see all these people always overdoing it when they put chains on this kind of stuff, and there's no point in that. If you got one of them like 3-inch wide ratchet straps, them are good for like, I don't really know how much weight, but they should be able to haul a track loader. I am digging ditches today. So we got a farm, water's hanging out in the back by the trees basically, and I'm digging a ditch all the way across the farm to get that drained. Because I mean, on a wet year, I can make us lose a whole lot of crops. So we're not a fan of that. But Dad's already shot it once. It's got enough fall to do what we wanted to do. So we're going back in there to flag it and dig it. I done dropped the Traco off. We're ready to go as soon as we get it lasered out here and flagged out and all that. So we should be ready to go after that. So I didn't film any of that. And I honestly thought we'd be digging today, but there's the Traco. We didn't dig nothing. We went back there and shot it. And how we want the water to go, at a certain spot, we're gonna be digging like a 4-foot deep ditch, and we don't really want a 4-foot deep ditch back there. So I don't know. Dad's gonna go back and figure the numbers some. I was trying to learn some of how he does that. I don't know if it's how you big time operators like Traco heavy machinery operate. Probably not how you guys would figure it, but for us dumb farmers, it works fine. But yeah, a very, very flat ditch at 1 inch per fall, 1 inch of fall per 100 foot, that's freaking flat. That is a flat ditch. To do that, we were going from absolutely no ditch to a like 3-foot ditch. So yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do about that, but I don't know. I'd say Dad and Papa will figure something out, and I'll probably be digging a ditch tomorrow. And we're knifing on. I mean, I guess it's good since the Traco digging didn't work out today. At least I got to run some piece of equipment, you know? That was quite loud. Anyways, there's the other bar rolling over there. My brother is running it. That's the bar that I usually run, but I guess with time, you kind of grow out of certain things. Like, used to be, like, 3 years ago, I knifed, like, all the Anhydrous, basically. But the past 2 years, I knifed here and there a couple times at night. a couple times during the day, stuff like that. But for the most part, it's been Papal and Colby, which is over there, knifing just about everything we got. My brother-in-law knifed some, but yeah, we're rolling right along here. The nice thing about this bar is it's a little bit older. It has the ground drive pumps back there, so it's pretty simple. You sink it in the ground and it's putting anhydrous out. You got to watch the two gauges back here, make sure they're both coming up, and if they're both coming up, you can't really go wrong because it is putting anhydrous out. That bar over there, it runs on your I don't know what it would be considered, task controller or ISO bus. And the Pro 700 here, you would go into your ISO bus here, and that's what that bar is run off of. So he's got a little clicker on the floor that he's able to hit with his foot, and it will turn the anhydrous on and off. This bar, all you do is raise it and the anhydrous is off, and lower it and the anhydrous is on. So this bar is just a little bit simpler, but it's pretty nice. So we are getting ready to call it quits here. We did not have enough anhydrous to finish. I didn't totally run out of anhydrous, but tank guys should be here in a little bit to pick us up. So yeah, we don't have any more anhydrous at the shop. We'll be waiting on a load in the morning, and our tanks out here are about empty, and we don't have enough to finish this farm. So we're calling it a night, heading home. Oh, what are you still doing here? It's time to go home.